Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Flow. How are you today? I hope you are doing great. I am Maya, and I am here with my co-host, Ryan. Welcome back to the channel, Ryan.
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here today. And hello to all our amazing viewers. Thank you so much for watching Everyday English Flow. It is always great to be here, Maya.
In our last episode, we covered 25 uses of have, has, and had. Today, we're continuing that topic with episode 2.
That's right. This time, we're focusing on something a little different: how to ask questions with have, has, and had, how to make negative sentences, and some common mistakes beginners make.
We'll also look at a few special expressions like should have, could have, and must have, which are used a lot in everyday English.
So if you haven't watched episode 1 yet, we recommend checking that one out first. But don't worry, today's episode makes sense even on its own.
Let's jump straight into a short conversation to warm up, and just like last time, we'll be the only two voices you hear throughout the episode.
Let's imagine Maya and I are talking about a trip I missed.
Perfect, let's begin. Ryan, have you finished packing for your trip?
No, I haven't. I still have a few things left to pack.
Do you have your passport ready?
Yes, I do, but I don't have my boarding pass printed yet.
Has your flight been delayed?
No, it hasn't, but I should have checked the flight time earlier because now I'm running late.
Oh no! Did you have enough time to eat breakfast?
No, I didn't have time. I must have left my phone charger at home too. I can't find it anywhere.
You could have asked me to help you pack earlier.
I know I should have asked. Next time I won't have this problem. I'll prepare a day earlier.
Great conversation, Ryan. Did you notice how many different question forms and negative forms we used?
Yes. Have you? Haven't. Do you have? Don't have. Has your flight? Hasn't. Should have. Could have. Must have. That's a lot in just one short chat.
Exactly. These forms can feel tricky at first, but once you see the pattern, they become much easier. Let's break them down in the learning section.
Before we move on, let's add just a little more to that conversation so we can hear must have and would have in context too.
Ryan, why do you think you forgot your charger?
I must have left it on my desk while I was packing my bag. I was in such a hurry this morning.
If you had made a checklist last night, you wouldn't have forgotten it.
You're right, I should have made one. Next time, I definitely will have a checklist ready the night before.
That's the spirit. Preparing a little earlier really does prevent most of these small travel problems.
Let's start with simple questions using have, has, and had. Point 1. Questions with do/does/did plus have. When have means possession or a daily action, we usually need do, does, or did to make a question. Do you have a pen? Does she have a car? Did they have dinner yet?
This is different from present perfect questions, where have and has move to the front directly. Point 2. Questions with have/has directly, present perfect. Have you finished your homework? Has she visited Dubai?
Notice the difference. Do you have a pen? Asks about possession, but have you finished? Asks about a completed action. Both are correct, just for different meanings. Point 3. Negatives with don't slash. Doesn't slash, didn't plus have. I don't have a car. She doesn't have time today. We didn't have breakfast this morning. Point 4. Negatives with haven't slash, hasn't slash hadn't, present and past perfect. I haven't finished yet. She hasn't arrived. They hadn't left before we called.
A common mistake beginners make is mixing these two negative forms, saying something like, I don't have finished, which is incorrect. It should be either I don't have time or I haven't finished, not mixed together.
That's such an important point, and honestly, this exact mistake is one of the most common ones we see in beginner writing. The confusion happens because both forms use the word have, so it's easy to blend them by accident.
A simple way to check yourself is to ask, am I talking about owning something or doing something regularly? Or am I talking about an action that's already finished? The first situation needs do slash does slash did. The second needs have slash has slash had directly.
That's such an important point. Let's look at a few more common mistakes. Mistake 1, using has with I, you, we, they. Incorrect. I has a dog. Correct. I have a dog. Mistake 2, forgetting to after have for obligation. Incorrect. I have go now. Correct. I have to go now. Mistake 3, using have instead of has for he, she, it. Incorrect. He have a car. Correct. He has a car. Mistake 4, confusing had with have in past stories. Incorrect. Yesterday I have a great time. Correct. Yesterday I had a great time.
These small mistakes are extremely common, even for intermediate learners, so don't feel bad if you've made one of these before. We all have at some point.
Now let's move to something a little more advanced, modal perfects. These are expressions like should have, could have, must have, and would have. Point 5. Should have. Regret or advice about the past. I should have studied more, meaning I didn't study enough, and now I regret it. Point 6. Could have. A possibility that didn't happen. I could have helped you, meaning it was possible, but it didn't happen. Point 7. Must have. A strong guess about the past. She must have forgotten, meaning I'm almost certain this is what happened. Point 8. Would have. An imagined result in the past. If I had known, I would have come earlier, meaning an imagined situation that didn't actually happen.
These 4 expressions, should have, could have, must have, would have, are some of the most natural-sounding phrases in spoken English, so they're really worth practicing.
Quick pronunciation tip. In fast speech, these often sound like should have, could have, must have, and would have. That's just the sound. The correct written form is always have, not of.
That's such a helpful tip, because a lot of learners actually write should have by mistake, simply because that's what it sounds like.
Let's also quickly compare these 4 modal perfects side by side, since they're often confused with each other.
Should have is about regret or advice, something you didn't do but wish you had. I should have called earlier.
Could have is about a missed possibility, something that was possible but didn't happen. I could have joined you, but I was busy.
Must have is a strong guess about the past, almost like a conclusion. She must have left already. Her car isn't here.
And would have describes an imagined result, usually connected to an if sentence. If I had known, I would have told you.
Seeing them side by side like this really helps highlight how each one carries a slightly different feeling, even though they all follow the same grammar pattern.
Let's do a quick practice round together. I'll read a sentence and Maya will tell me if it's correct or incorrect and fix it if needed.
Sounds good, let's try it.
Number 1. She have a new phone.
Incorrect. It should be, she has a new phone.
Number 2. I don't have finished my work.
Incorrect. It should be, I haven't finished my work.
Number 3. He should have called me.
That one is correct. Well done.
Number 4. Did you had breakfast today?
Incorrect. It should be, did you have breakfast today? With did, we always use the simple form have, not had.
Great practice. I think listeners are really going to enjoy correcting these on their own too.
Let's do a few more, since practice really is the best way to make these patterns stick.
Number 5. We haven't ate lunch yet.
Incorrect. It should be, we haven't eaten lunch yet. Remember, after have slash has slash had, we use the past participle, not the simple past form.
That's a really good catch. Ate is simple past, but eaten is the past participle we need here.
Number 6. She must have forget her umbrella.
Incorrect. It should be. She must have forgotten her umbrella. Again, past participle after have.
Number 7. I would have called you, but my phone died.
Incorrect. It should be. I would have called you, but my phone died.
Excellent. Did you notice the pattern in all 3 of those corrections?
Yes, actually, every single mistake was about using the wrong verb form after have. It's always have slash has slash had plus the past participle, never the simple past.
That's such an important rule to remember. It applies to present perfect, past perfect, and all the modal perfects we learned today: should have, could have, must have, would have.
Let's also quickly go over how the past participle is formed, since that's really the key to getting all of this right.
For regular verbs, we simply add ed, like finish becomes finished, and call becomes called.
For irregular verbs, the form changes completely and there's no simple rule. Eat becomes eaten, forget becomes forgotten, go becomes gone, see becomes seen, and write becomes written.
These irregular verbs do need to be memorized over time, but the good news is you'll see the same 20 or 30 of them again and again in everyday English. So they become familiar quickly, especially through listening to podcasts just like this one.
A great way to practice is to keep a small list of irregular verbs you come across and review it once a week. Even 5 minutes of review can make a big difference over a month.
Now it's your turn. In the comments, write one question using do you have and one question using have you, just like we practiced today. Great work today! We covered questions with have, has, and had, negative forms, common mistakes, and modal perfects like should have, could have, and must have.
Remember, grammar mistakes are a completely normal part of learning. The goal isn't perfection, it's clear, confident communication.
Try using just one new pattern from today, maybe should have or have you, in a real conversation this week.
Next episode, we're heading back to our travel series with beginner English conversations at the airport. See you there.
Thank you so much for watching and practicing with us today.
Bye, everyone, and keep practicing.
One small homework task before you go. Write 3 sentences, 1 question, 1 negative, and 1 with should have, could have, or must have.
That small habit, done every day, is how beginner English slowly turns into confident English. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone, and see you next time.